One of the things I love about working in Jericho Circle with men inside prison is that I get to work with some of the most courageous human beings that I've ever encountered. These men look back into their past and deal with levels of trauma that you and I just can't imagine.
Hmm.
And 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 they do it with courage. They do it with a sense of commitment, with a sense of honesty.
I've been doing men's work 1984. It's been 40 years. And some of the most powerful work that I've experienced has been inside, doing the work with incarcerated people. And there's a way that I experience a level of safety because of the level playing field that we create inside is almost unparalleled.
Not only do they look back into their past, which is incredibly traumatic, but they also consider the actions that they've taken in their lives and the pain and that they've caused other people, and they take responsibility for that. They write letters of apology to their victims. They really engage in taking responsibility for
Mm,
the crimes that they commit, and they do that without dropping into this pit of shame that they can't get out of. It doesn't mean that they don't experience shame, but that's part of the work that we do with them. And so I don't know many people in my life that have that kind of courage and that kind of fortitude to just keep doing that kind of work.
yeah. There's a big piece for me about this is my whole perception of incarcerated people has been transformed since I got involved in it since 2019. I had all these preconceived notions about murderers and rapists and people that have done violent crimes, and I'm so much more seeing them in their humanness and the fact there isn't a whole lot of difference between them and me. Some of the decisions I've made could have gotten me inside if it had gone a little bit further south, and some of the decisions that they've made that got them inside that they're working on have them be as equally as good as I am in the world.
Yeah, it sure does beg the question of how is it that you got born into your life, to your family, to your parents, to your circumstances, and I got born into my life.
Right,
But for the grace of God,
right,
I would be there as well.
right, right,
And I think that for me, that brings forth this level um, of brotherhood and equality, actually. So I don't
right.
look at them as damaged people, but as human beings.
Right. It's another piece that you raised for me about being part of Jericho Circle. When I go inside and I sit circle with guys on the inside, we sit as peers. They're inside. I come from the outside to sit inside with them. I get to go home at the end of the day. But once we're in circle together, we're peer. And there's a way that I'm there to do my own work just as equally as much as they're there to do their own work. And there's something about the peerness about it that really lends itself to support a depth of growth for everyone involved.
Yeah, I think volunteering for Jericho has been one of the great gifts in my life.
Same here. Same here.
Yeah.
There's a way that being part of Jericho Circle has an impact in the level of hope I have for humanity. It's been more of a intellectual kind of like lofty ideal, and before I sat circle inside with guys that are incarcerated. And now that I've done that, my hope for humanity has increased dramatically. I can see people and their goodness through whatever harm they've done to themselves and to others in a different light. That's a big shift for me.
There's a way in which it doesn't really matter where the suffering lies, if it's your suffering or the man inside suffering or my suffering. There's a way in which meeting that suffering with compassion and and humility and forbearance and forgiveness is beneficial to all of us.
Hmm. Yeah. It's been easier to drop deeper on the inside often than when I'm sitting with people on the outside that are new. Like sitting in a new circle on the outside, and I've done a lot of men's work. it takes time and some energy to form some trust and to drop in. On the inside, it happens much more quickly.
Mm.
And I think some of that has to do with these guys aren't going anywhere. They know they're not going anywhere for a long time, so they're ready to just go for it. And that's been a marvelous experience for me.